Alright, so we haven't really heard a whole lot about this new Justin Bieber album in a little bit, but there was a time where he was just kind of saying, like, spitfiring literally everything, saying that the album was pretty much nearly done and it would be coming out pretty soon, this and that. And this was, of course, in about, I think, March and April, where he was kind of talking about all of this stuff. Of course, he also released the R&B song called Honest with Don Toliver, which I thought was actually pretty good and much better than a lot of the stuff we saw on Changes. But of course, the song did underperform to a Justin Bieber standard / single, just because, like, man, it's Justin Bieber and he's making R&B, and it's like, well, fuck. His last R&B album, Changes, wasn't that great. But it looks like Justin Bieber's 7th album will be potentially an R&B album mixed with a bunch of other stuff. More, of course, which I'll be talking about in this video, which I will be calling, I think, everything you need to know about Justin Bieber's 7th album that we know so far. And again, so far in, like, brackets, because, like, fuck. It seems like he just forgot that he was working on an album. I'm not exactly too sure. But for those of you who didn't see, yeah, Justin Bieber confirmed that his new album was almost done, and that was actually being said on May 4th, pretty much after a couple of the singles came out. There is an article that says, "It's not a drill, a new Justin Bieber album is on the way." He says, "I don't think there is a date yet, but I do know that we're wrapping it up. It's almost done. It sounds really good. I'm really excited about it. I got a lot of cool features. And yeah, it should be dropping not too long from now," Justin Bieber said. The 28-year-old singer also revealed that one of these cool features would be John Mayer. Here's what Bieber said about his experience working with the Your Body is a Wonderland singer. "Wicked guitar solo, so that was really cool for me. He's someone who I've looked up to for a long time. So we were at the Henson, the studio, and I was working on the song, and he came in and was like, 'Can I go in the booth?' And I was like, 'Yeah, bro, go in.' And so he went in the booth, and then he came out and laid a guitar solo, and I was just like, wow. It was mind-blowing to see him actually operate in his gift like that. Being able to see someone firsthand, because, like, he's on another level. It's insane." Bieber, who is currently on tour following the release of his 6th studio album, Justice, has released a couple of songs leading up to the release of the album. The most recent in his collaboration with Don Toliver, which is called Honest. Now, this was, of course, all happening until his face decided to, like, die. Yeah, I don't know, he got something called, like, Ramsay Hunt syndrome or something, which not a lot of people knew about. I think a celebrity or two have had it before, but no one really, like, it never really went fully public, and I guess, like, it's just something that's really unknown. It's like, you know, the motor neuron disease. Years and years ago, not many people knew exactly what that was. Now, because of the big freeze and Neil Danaher in Australia, you know, which is hosted at Essendon vs Collingwood in the AFL, that, you know, when they play against each other, a lot of people know what M&D now is, and it's become a big thing in Australia and, of course, worldwide. Again, Justin Bieber, I think, helped shed light on his condition, which basically paralyzed, like, half of his face. Again, he had to stop a lot of his touring, and now I guess he's back. But yeah, if I look at my John Cena watch in September right now, and I think it is pretty obvious we won't be getting a new Justin Bieber album this year. I think he's definitely taken a step back and was like, hold on a second. I think a lot of people are still digesting Justice. One of my best albums ever, if not the best. I think, again, if I am Justin Bieber myself, I would rank that as a top 3 album. Yeah, top 3. Well, of course, I'm not fucking Justin Bieber. Just some chubby white guy from Melbourne, Victoria, in Australia. I wish I was fucking Justin Bieber. I mean, do I? I don't know. I swear to God, when that guy takes a shit, he probably checks under the toilet seat and sees a fucking camera from some journalist flashing his butthole. So, I don't exactly know what's going on there. But yeah, I think we can definitely say that this album has been postponed for quite a bit. I definitely feel like it was too early for him to release this anyway. If we're going to judge from what he said, where the album was coming out soon in May, and he was giving us a lot of hints about it through February, through April, I think he was very close to release it, and wouldn't be surprised if he released it like in August or September, pretty much a year after he well, just over a year. I think Justice came out in April. Pretty much a year and a couple months after he released Justice. I'm kind of glad he's taken a step back. I'm not exactly big on the R&B momentum that JB has. It didn't really work in Changes. And when he went back to pop/electro for Justice, it really worked. But of course, I do think he should still always change up things. I mean, a lot of artists have done it before. Post Malone and Machine Gun Kelly have definitely delved into multiple different genres in their music. Would be cool to see Justin Bieber do, I think, his first pretty much major guitar, rock type of music with John Mayer. I think would be a very, very cool thing as well. And again, I definitely think some different artists might be featured on this album. Probably, hopefully, won't be just an R&B album. Again, some rock would be cool. Some more Afro beats type of stuff would all be cool. But again, just mainly keep it punk. Not punk. That's fucking Machine Gun Kelly, bro. Keep it pop, man. That's what he should be doing. But yeah, I think that this album has been somewhat delayed. But again, you do look at that, and you can definitely see that he has talked about it still, and he does still say that it is very well on the way. There are other billboards There are, of course, other articles from people like Billboard talking about his Wicked feature with John Mayer, and at this time, John Mayer has been the only other person besides potentially Don Toliver that has been confirmed for the album. But, the big thing is, though, will Honest featuring Don Toliver even be on the album? Because we know in the past, artists have made singles, and then when they've decided to postpone their album or change things up, not actually release those singles on the album. Again, one being Post Malone, where he released Motley Crue, and one right now, within, I think, a couple months of each other. But when he, of course, released the album and did all that type of stuff, Motley Crue was nowhere to be seen. Other artists have done this as well. Again, MGK, when he released the original Paper Cuts. The original Paper Cuts was not on the album. Paper Cuts was on the album, but it was a heavily modified version with, I think, it had like a different guitar in the background from Remembrance or something like that. Some type of different beat. And then, of course, he added a rap part and all of this type of stuff. So many artists have done it. It's a very common thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Bieber now releases his album in 2023 and didn't put Honest on it, because if he releases it early 2023, it will have been nearly a whole year since Honest was released, and I'm not exactly too sure if that's the type of vibe he would be going for. To be fair to him, though, Justice did come out a fair bit after the song Holy came out, which was the first single on the album, so maybe not. I'm not exactly too sure. But again, with that all being said, I do have a feeling he might somewhat swing a little bit more R&B in this album. Maybe not as much as what Changes was, of course, because we know John Mayer, or Meyer, however the fuck you say it. I think, that's, of course, he is very big in vocals. He's a very good songwriter as well, and is very good on the guitar, and definitely does a lot of rock type of music. So maybe we see something like that. It'll probably be more of a pop-infused song with a guitar, type in the background. I think would be kind of cool. And then again, I'm sure we'll hear a lot more. One thing I'd like to mention before I go, though, is about, I think, at the start of 2022 or so, maybe a little bit before then, though, he did reveal a picture of him working on the upcoming album. Again, usually before he works on albums, he writes a bunch of notes that have artists and stuff on it that he would be, featuring in that. It's very early development stuff. He did the same thing with Justice, where he had Chance the Rapper, I think, on one of the pieces of papers. Chance the Rapper ended up being on the album. Again, on this picture, I believe he actually had Jack Harlow and a song name for it. Again, I've got no idea where the picture is out there. I'm sure I'll hopefully find it. But if not, you better take my fucking word for it. But yeah, basically, he had a piece of paper that had a song name with Jack Harlow on it. Basically meaning that there is a very strong chance as well that Jack Harlow is going to be on the album. Furthermore, backing up that it is probably going to be, an R&B type of project. Again, I just hope we don't see shit like the song we saw with Lil Dicky. I love Lil Dicky. God, that sounds gay, but yeah, the artist is awesome, and yeah, he, again, made a song with JB on Changes, which I just think was very... Anyway, of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Definitely subscribe to the channel for all the latest music content, music news, this and that. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Are you guys excited for Justin Bieber's new 7th album and whatnot? What do you guys think it's going to be like? When do you guys think it'll come out? I'm thinking 2023 at this point, but definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/long channel, which is this one, and my sports channel. All of them will be linked in the description down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.